Woman who's on winding road, with stories deep and hearts that glow. She's been the boss, she's been the flame. She's more than titles, more than names. So pull up a chair, come join the show. Let's talk the highs, the hurt, the glow. She's got the mic and we've got the night. Let's live out loud, let's get it right.
Hey there, and welcome to the Talks Drop. This is Maggie McIntyre, usually your host, but today instead I'm in the hot seat, and my friend and fellow entrepreneur Courtney Dorsey is back with us. Courtney, as you may remember from episode 1 of season 1, is with Premier Esthetics and is here today putting me in, like I said, the hot seat. So let's drop in. Thanks so much for doing this.
I still am not in your seat, though. And remember, that was I had the bad chair.
You're in the good chair today.
I know. I do like it. No, you stay over there.
Okay, I was gonna
say.
say. I knew you were coming, and I fluffed your pillow.
You did. Thank you so much.
I fluffed your pillow for you today. You're very welcome.
Are you nervous? What do you think I'm going to ask you today?
I'm not really nervous because I'm pretty much an open book.
Yeah.
Maybe too open. Sometimes.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe I'm curious. I'm curious, and I'm hoping that. Okay, here's what's hard. It's hard not to be in control of the direction of the interview.
Okay.
Because, of course, I want it to flow.
Yeah.
But that is not a shot at you. That is a me thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a me thing. But I'm excited. You're a great conversationalist and so smart, and we become, good friends. Like, you're someone that is my confidant. So this is just like girlfriends sitting and talking again, which is fun.
Yeah. And
so I'm here for
repping
it.
the merch today.
She is.
She's on the Talks Drop.
She looks so cute. She's got the Talks Drop sweatshirt on for those of you not watching. She's got the Talks Drop cue cards. She's got the Talks Drop mug next to her.
Talks forehead.
She's been Talks. I know. We do have to talk to you again, though. How long's it been?
I go so fast on this face, but
Not
I think it's
fast.
been like 2 months.
I bet. I'm going to look. I think it's still, holding.
It's holding tight.
Yeah. You still look good.
Yeah.
But yeah. Awesome. Well, let's get to it. Oh, here. Okay, and if you're looking, I just want to show, so it's our 20th anniversary at Rejuvalase. Next year with our school, our other partner, Rejuvalase is a partner, and Nova Laser and Esthetics Training is a partner. It will be 20 years next year for the school. This year it's 20 years for Rejuvalase.
Let's go.
So yeah, and so we've got these 20th anniversary stickers. So if you're local and in the area, stop by and grab one. And then I had these ridiculous stickers made. So good.
Yeah. Insert picture here.
They're little, it's like little cartoon stickers of all of the staff members with our IG handle on it.
Little animations. They're too cute.
I know.
And they actually look like you ladies. Like, they really do.
Some look so close.
I know.
Like Taya is the best one.
Yeah,
she looks like a little cartoon. But anyways, so I'm repping that today.
Okay,
yeah.
What flavor energy drink you drink?
Okay, so
today?
Courtney turned me on to Ghost energy drinks. She's to blame. And I have to be careful on days I'm injecting, 200 milligrams of quote natural or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is peach.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love what I'm here for.
I know.
Okay, awesome. Well,
yes.
I would like to kick this off with A, thank you so much for having me here. And B, I can't believe it's been so long since the first episode.
I know.
So crazy.
We're almost at the end of season 2.
Yeah. And we kind of talked about, obviously me on the last episode, but our friendship has grown so much since then that there's certain areas of your life that I don't really know about. And so if I am guessing, I bet everyone else wants to know too.
Perhaps.
So
you may be bored.
Yeah, right. No, nothing bored here. So I know basically your story from owning Rejuvalase, creating Rejuvalase, and then becoming a nurse and kind of forward. That's what I know. Mm-hmm. I don't know the before. What were you doing before? What made you, what was the moment that made you want to open a med spa, and kind of like the turning point of what you did before in careers? I don't know. I don't know what you did before. So maybe we could kind of start there and give the audience a little something new to hear about.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I grew up in Alexandria, Virginia. I'll kind of do a quick run through. Grew up in Alexandria, Virginia. I'm the middle child of 3. I have a brother on each side. Great guys, great families, and spent my whole life in Virginia. Now, of course, I've left, I've traveled, and I considered other places to live. But after having our first child, I was 24 when I had my son, my first child. We decided to stay. My mom was here. My husband at the time, my kid's father, his family's here. So I ended up staying. We left Alexandria after having our first kid because, of course, it's very expensive there. We headed south to Stafford because I've got family in Southern Virginia, so it's kind of a good midway point.
Right in between,
And I was a teacher. I taught special education, got my master's from UVA in special education and education there, and did that for 6 years, actually at a local high school here. So, and I really enjoyed a lot of things about it. I will say I think it's a great career in many ways if you're in it for the passion of it and also for the benefits. The benefits as far as having that time off. If you are in search, success and quote wealth, etc., these provisions mean different things to us at different times. So, as a new mother that needed to work, it was nice to have that position. I wasn't making a lot of money, but I had that time. I had decent time. Our children spent very little time in daycare because I had certain holidays off and summers off, but also their dad's schedule was a little different than mine. So he could take them later on in the morning. And then I was done teaching between 2 and 3. So, so it was really nice at the time, even though I don't think I appreciated it then as much as I should have. But, after a while, especially, going back to school, doing so much to achieve my master's, my pay raise with the county was $500 a year.
Wow.
And I was like, what ended up happening was, as our family grew, we ended up having 3 children in total, but as our family grew and we wanted to do things like just little repairs to the home or vacations here and there, it was just very tight financially. And what I found was that I ended up picking up summer school positions. And I think that I just was like, well, if I'm teaching in the summer anyhow, then, maybe I need to look at some other opportunities for myself. So I'd been a nursing major to begin with in college, ended up switching to education, kind of a long story, and had always wanted to go back. And I started just looking honestly at options for myself, whether it be schooling or business. And as many women do, I started to get like little chin hairs and lip hair after having my kids with the hormones. It drove me freaking nuts. Okay. So annoying. So I started looking to laser hair removal. And the more I looked into that as a service for myself, I started thinking about it as a business because it involved working with people. There's a little bit of that science and kind of medicine, not that it's medicine, but a little bit of that behind it. And just started to research it, look at options. And I'm grateful that my husband at the time was on board for me pursuing that. I ended up flying out to Colorado to train on laser, to learn laser hair removal. There was a school out there at the time. And, you got to be a little crazy, I think, to start your own business.
Agreed.
A little crazy. And so
Delulu.
I think, because I really do, because when you think about it, like I have 2 kids at home, I'm teaching full time. I'm flying to Colorado to operate a laser. Like that's just random. And then, taking out a loan on this business. And I've never owned a business before. Like, who the hell thinks that's a good idea? I did. And thankfully it worked. I think really just through the luck of working with some really great people, the trust that I had from clients over the years, and honestly, just straight perseverance, we've made it to the 20th year. But when I think about how we started, it seems just kind of almost reckless. I guess, if it had been a franchise, it wouldn't have seemed so much that way because everything's, turnkey for you. But to start it, as from the ground up, there's just so much risk involved. And I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? And thank God I wasn't, because here we are.
Here you are. What do you think was what felt like the biggest risk that you took in the very beginning at that time? What felt scary? Was it leasing a building, buying a building? Was it hiring people? Was it, what was that risk that really had you shaking in your bones, you know?
I think the biggest risk was at that time was the equipment cost.
Yeah.
The money, taking out the loan and then that equipment cost, because that machine, the initial machine I had, was very finicky. Lasers inherently, if you guys work with them, if anybody works with them or owns them, can be inherently finicky. There's always something. There can always just be something that goes wrong with the fibers and cables and such. And not wrong as though someone's going to get hurt. They're just kind of a pain in the butt. Okay. So anyhow, the ones we have now are very robust. But this one particular machine, it's a very good machine, really good results. But it had this fiber in it, and it just constantly had an issue. Yeah. So that started to weigh in on me because of the cost of the repairs for that and the downtime that it caused. So I would say like the initial finances and the investment in equipment and repair was scary.
Sure. Yeah. And so right now, for those of you that don't know, you're in 3 buildings technically. Is it 3 or 2? For the Medspa.
Yeah, for the Medspa, it's 2 suites.
Did you start with both of them, or did you expand? Who did you start with?
So Rejuvalase started first, and Rejuvalase was actually in this little strip area behind the post office in Stafford. Oh. So we started up there, and it was 1 unit, 1 laser room, 1 laser technician, and I had 1 person that helped me with the front desk.
Wow.
And I think we used Outlook for scheduling. We had the phone answering system. It was like a regular phone. Mm-hmm. We were advertising in the newspaper still, like old school advertisements. Yes. Look, we've been around for
Dory would like to hear that.
Dory would.
Been in print. Okay? Shout out Dory.
Dory.
Yes. Print is still relevant.
It is. Print is. Her print.
Yeah.
Her print is still relevant for sure. I love her stuff. But I was in the newspaper. I mean, if you guys, Freelance Star, I was in the Freelance Star.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that was the local newspaper. Oh. And I think, are they still online? I don't see them very much anymore. Sorry, guys. But it was the big paper around the area. And then I was advertising in the phone book still 20 years ago. Yeah. So we've been around for a while. So this was so it was just me and 1 person up front. Mm-hmm. And the phone system was hooked up. It had a CD attached to it. My friend Rodney at CIA, he owns it's Communication in Action. He's been with me from the beginning, and he does amazing work. And he helped me though with just my little baby itty bitty system. And it was the first like on hold music option that I ever had. Mm-hmm. Now, because we have an AI feature, unfortunately we don't have the music option because it disrupts the AI auto answering feature. But anyways, at that time, and it was, I had Kobe Calais and Taylor Swift, cycling when you were on hold. Oh, I wish I could get that back.
Vibe.
I love that. It is. Yes. It was a vibe. Yeah. So, and it was very, very basic. And I'm very grateful for, the first clients I had, which, oh gosh, what's her first name? Her last name is Avery. I'm trying to think of her first name. I still see her very periodically. She'll come in here and there. And Joyce Murphy, who's still with me.
Shout out to the OGs.
Yeah, they were a couple of the OGs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's be real. We all want that fresh, glowy skin that looks like we've been sleeping 8 hours a night and drinking green juice. Even when, if you're like me, you've been swapping that green juice for Coke Zero and you're getting more like 5 hours of sleep instead of 8. Well, that's where our medical spa, Rejuvalase Medspa, comes in. We do everything from relaxing facials to laser treatments, body contouring, injectables, and biostimulation. The team at our medical spa really listens to you and customizes treatments based on your goals, your lifestyle, and your budget. If you've been thinking about giving your skin a little love or a big transformation, be sure to check us out at RejuvalaseMedspa.com or feel free to stop by. You deserve to feel confident and radiant, and Rejuvalase Medspa makes it easy. Trust me, your future glowing self will thank you.
So I know as a business owner myself, I set goals kind of in the beginning. I still have goals, but now they're, a little bit different now that we've been in business a few years. But what was one of your first goals. To kind of give an example, my first goal when I opened Premier was to just make enough money to make the lease.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't have to come out of my pocket.
Yes.
So that was my first goal, right? And so what were some of yours?
I would say, like, when people talk about things now, like KPIs, you know, knowing that, and there was not, I mean, like I said, there's a little bit of delusion because I didn't have business experience and I did not have a franchise that I was working with that had everything nice and packaged. I mean, franchises are expensive for a reason, but they make it very easy, relatively speaking. So to start it all on your own, you've done it, I've done it. It's way more work and way more complex. And I should have had better goals. Let's put it that way. I wish I could say that I wanted to make this amount and I wanted my conversion rate to be this. No, I wanted the same thing that you wanted. I wanted to have my bills covered so that I was not, I wanted to stop the bleed. Let's just say it that way. Like, so I just did little bitty bits at a time. I didn't start with a staff, you know, of 5 people or something like that right away. It was me and one other person. Yeah. I mean, I was having, you know, calls forwarded to my phone, you know, on certain days until I could really fill them because I didn't want to pay somebody up front, which, you know, that's fine at the very, very beginning. But of course now that would cut it. It would be, you know, unprofessional really to do that. So, but yeah, I remember I was still teaching, until we opened, you know, completely, like 5 days a week. And I remember coming home from teaching and picking up the kids from daycare. And then I'd have the phones forwarded to my cell phone and was booking appointments. And I was just like, oh my God, this is crazy. It's a lot. I definitely understand. And in the beginning at the first location, you were a laser hair removal tech. Is that what you're doing first? All we did is laser hair removal.
That's it. That's all you're doing. So when did the shift happen into more like where you are now, and what made you need bigger, and, you know, what was that kind of shift in everything that brought you to where you are today?
Yeah. So, you know, people use the term Medspa, and it's really kind of broad and all-encompassing name. You're a medical spa if you do a few different things. You know, if you only do injections or you only do laser, maybe you're not truly a med spa. But if you're encompassing some, you know, some facials and some laser and then some injectables, I feel like that's really kind of like, that is sort of that definition of medical and spa. And so I started off, of course, with the med spa title, but didn't truly become that until, I would say, within like about a year and a half in. And then I had people that started to pursue me, asking if I was looking to hire an injection nurse or looking to do this or do that. And then I had laser reps coming to me showing off their equipment and that it can do both hair removal and photo rejuvenation. And I had people coming and asking, do you do photofacials? Do you treat discoloration? And my laser could do some of that, but not in the same way. It was a little too harsh. It wasn't gentle enough to treat like a full face for those types of things. So I had people coming to me, and through that began to build a network and connections. And then, and then, and you know, this was before like social media was really there. So there was, again, more research that had to be done in a different way. So I was able, again, to network and build connections that way. And then those little bits of information I gathered from them, I could then plug in and do my own research. So I would say, about a year and a half, 2 years in, I hired somebody that could do some injections and could also had microdermabrasion that we brought in. And then I upgraded my machine so that I could do both laser and photo rejuvenation, which is, you know, getting rid of brown spots and broken capillaries on the skin. And so we could do, you know, skincare services. And then it was shortly thereafter in where we are now in Aquia Park, where we moved over there because at that time it was a newer facility and I liked the location a little bit better. We weren't so tucked in.
A little more visibility for sure. And you have a nice little lot right on the corner.
Yes. Now we do. But before, actually, we were where the school is now, and then we moved over there. So, so that's what we did. And so it really kind of grew organically. And then it was like each year I would take on, okay, well, now we're adding facials. We've got some estheticians. Now we're going to add massage therapy. And I tried several things that failed.
I was going to say, what things failed? I know you told me, didn't there used to be like a hair salon?
Yes. So
Yeah.
the back area, when we first moved into a quiet park where where the school is now, the back area we had 2 suites. Is it 2? Yeah, we had 3 suites at the time there.
Okay.
Now we have 2. So one of them, we had sort of a back area that we weren't really utilizing. And a local stylist came to me and asked if I'd be interested in renting that area out to her and her stylists, because they were looking for a new home. And I thought, sure, why not? It's a space that we're not using. They've been in business for a really long time. They've got a good reputation. It'll be great for, their clients to come see us, vice versa.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, again, what I've learned is, and we have a lot of SKUs. We have a lot of different services and things that we offer. But what I learned through that is it is a different beast. A hair salon is very, very different from a medical spa and a spa. And it was not the same as what we had. We were into sort of the team building, the ongoing trainings, that kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
And they had done things their way for a really long time, which I understand.
Sure.
But it didn't feel cohesive, and it didn't seem to make much sense anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. And, the orders for it and the way things are done, I'm not a stylist. I couldn't track things as well as they needed to be tracked. Mm-hmm. So it just was, great use of the space and certainly a great lesson for me, but that wasn't a great fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then what made you want to take the plunge into going back to school again?
I know.
And, getting your nursing degree. What made that shift?
Well, I think it was just something that I always wanted to do, and I had not finished it. I hadn't completed it. And when COVID happened, there was a big shift. I'm sure a lot of small businesses, and certainly, gosh, if you own a restaurant, prayers for you, because that was such an immensely hard time to find people. So many restaurants couldn't even open because they didn't have staffing. And it was great that people were able to have, were able to have some compensation provided for them through a government, because it was a difficult time. Yeah. But there were certainly, as in most cases, like abuses of that. There are a lot of people really milking it when a lot of jobs were open and a lot of positions needed to be filled. And so I found that it was very difficult to find and keep.
Okay.
I would just say it was really difficult to find people that wanted to work and really were committed to a position during COVID, because they could stay home and collect. Yeah. I'll just be honest. They could, because once that stopped, things changed.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So, finding an injection nurse. So if you're in this industry, you know that a great injection nurse oftentimes is raised in the med spa that they work for. It is not something that people generally have. They may have gone to like a weekend training, but every nurse that's ever come to us has had to be trained. Okay. And I found that it was something, first of all, that I really wanted to complete, because I think at my core, more of a medical science person. My father's a physician. We've got nurses in our family. We've got a lot of entrepreneurs in our family too, and educators. Yeah. So there's a lot of, so I feel like I kind of like checked all off the boxes for this. Yeah. Yeah. But I definitely feel like there's this, I feel like I inherently have just some medical, I think I've got good intuition with people. I think I've got a good understanding of things. I get geeked out on labs. So I just, I love that kind of stuff. The human body is very interesting to me. And I felt that this was something that I just had always wanted to do. And I felt that I could also not only I felt confident that I could be a great injector because I'd been around it so much and was so interested in it, and watched so many services and had them done myself. And I do have an aesthetic eye for things. But also that it was sort of a language that I needed to speak, because just like the salon part of the med spa didn't work because they were their own entity and it's a very different thing, I found that some of the nurses that came through, their language and mentality was just a little different. And I felt that it was probably time for me to become licensed so that in my instruction and my direction as to how to run things, it would command a different type of respect, let's just say. It's sort of like, I guess, if you were operating Premier and you had a lot of licensed trainers under you, but you yourself weren't, that you may have the business know-how, but they're not going to take you as seriously because you don't have that certification or that training. And I felt that was, and we need nurses at the Medspa. So I felt that was just really important for me as the business grew to have that. And I love it. I love the injecting. I love working with the clients. And it's something that I'm really passionate about and something that I feel like I'm very good at too. And
you are very good at it.
Thank you. I love it. Yeah. So I'm glad I went back.
Everyone that is in there is beautiful, and whoever walks out is more beautiful. All the things.
I will tell you that as cheesy as this sounds, pretty is as pretty does. So the people that come in with those warm hugs and kind hearts are the prettiest people.
Oh, absolutely.
And we can always highlight things and influence things. But it really is like that spirit shining through them that, really makes a person pretty.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
we just help, finesse it a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shapeshift us.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, I also wanted to ask you, what does success look like for you today compared to what it did way back in your first space?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I like this question. I like this question for a lot of reasons, but I think it's good for people that are just starting off or people that are younger. I mean, or even if you're not. One of the things, I've said this before, but we hear, boss babe, like grow, grind. And I see people doing that. And that's great. Good for you guys. Cause there's a lot of grit and a lot of grind required. I mean, you just hauled your little butt to an event this weekend with your team and had to come right back.
Back in real life.
Back in real life the next day. So there's no question that's there, but I don't think the riches are in always being bigger and badder, and people always want to grow
or more busy.
The busy got really popular, and I don't think busy, big, the bees, all the bees, like boss babe, bigger, badder, busier. I think it's very deflating, and it's unfulfilling.
Sure.
They say like there's a certain point, a certain income that people make that they say like beyond a certain point you're not any happier. So if you're making $200,000 a year, you're not any happier making $1 million a year, even though there's 5 times the difference. Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm a millionaire by any stretch. Certainly not. We're going to ask me later. Yeah. What's my net worth? No, not at all. But my point being is I think ultimately we are chasing things that will never fill us. And what happens is you keep chasing that same thing and it never fills you. So if $100,000 a year isn't fulfilling for you, I don't know that 150 will be, or 200, And so sometimes I feel like we're chasing the wrong things. So what are the things that truly matter to us? And I really think it's for me, that sort of commodity or that item, is really time. So before it's like, I had more time, but, I felt like we needed more income. And now, I'm very, very grateful for the income, but I'm incredibly busy. I mean, I can't be a great friend, to a lot of people. I don't do a whole lot of social things because unless there's charity or work involved or it's my kids, because I just don't have that time.
No, you are one of the busiest people I know. Hands down.
Yeah.
The amount of
and it's not sexy.
It's not sexy. You will be back squatting, talking to text, trying to figure out something at the Medspa, catching up with me. It's just a lot.
Yes,
it's a lot.
It is. Yes, and my brain is very tired. And like I said, it's not sexy, and it's not like, oh my God, I'm so busy. Yeah, no. I mean, and I'll be honest. I mean, part of that is also just, raising up my managers to do all the things I need them to do. They're wonderful. But there's, working together and getting it right, because that's on me. I mean, that's a leadership thing. I need to have certain things in place better and step away more.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think that it's really time, and it's like, I want to have more true friendships. That sounds sad. It's not that I don't have friends. I have a lot of friends, people that I know, people that I like and I care about. I just don't spend a lot of time with them at this point in my life.
Sure.
And I don't like that, but I also feel, I do feel like this is a little bit of a temporary place that I'm in, transitioning with my kids growing up and getting out of the house, and just this point in my career and the way things right now, again, very grateful for that are very blossoming and opportunities coming up, which is great. But I feel like, I feel like time is definitely an issue right now.
Yeah.
So I hope to turn things around a bit and invest more with the people I love.
Yeah.
So
and I think that's a great goal to have.
Yeah.
And time is money, you know what they say.
I know.
So, yeah. All right. Well, I think this is going to wrap up episode 1.
This is wrapping up episode 1. Do you have a lingering question that you want me to think about for part 2? Okay.
You read my mind.
Yes.
My lingering question is, when did you decide and how did you decide to pay yourself as a business owner? When did you start to say, oh, I want to get a paycheck out of this business?
Oh, man.
Yeah. I want to know the deets. And what was it? Were you paying yourself a salary, an hourly rate, by service? Think you got to go way back into the files.
know.
Yeah.
I think I do. I'm going to have to think on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll answer it in the next episode.
Okay. Sounds
Cool.
good. All right, guys. Thanks so much. And we are looking forward to seeing you back here again next week. We'll be back with episode 2 and get some sexy questions answered.
We're doing it right.